Hello children, in the previous video we have learned slope of a line and we just recall some of the formulas which we used in coordinate geometry, the distance formula, section formula, midpoint formula and the area of the triangle. So what is slope of a line? If theta is the inclination of a line L, then tan theta, which is called the slope or gradient of a line. So slope is denoted by m and m equal to tan theta. It is observed that the slope of x-axis is 0 and the slope of y-axis is not defined. Here we are going to see about slope of a line when coordinates of any 2 points on the line are given. We are given 2 points on it. We are going to find the slope of a line in terms of the coordinates of 2 points on the line. Let P x1 y1 and Q x2 y2 be the 2 points on a non-vertical line L whose inclination is theta. It's obvious that x1 is not equal to x2. Otherwise the line will become perpendicular to x-axis and its slope will not be defined. The inclination of the line L may be acute or obtuse. Let us take two cases. The first case when theta is acute. Draw perpendicular QR to x-axis and PM perpendicular to RQ. When angle theta is acute, angle MPQ is theta. Angle MPQ is theta. Slope of a line L equal to M equal to tan theta. In triangle MPQ, we have here angle M is 90 degree. Tan theta is opposite by adjacent. Opposite sides is MQ and adjacent is MP. So tan theta is MQ by MP. So what is MQ? So this distance is y2 and this distance is y1. So when we subtract y2 minus y1, we get MQ. So MR is y1 and RQ is y2. When we subtract y2 minus y1, then we'll get this distance, which is MQ is y2 minus y1. And MP is, and this point is x2. So total this distance is x2 and this distance is x1. When we subtract this, we will get this distance. So x2 minus x1. So we will get MP as x2 minus x1. Let's take this equation as 1 and this as 2. So from 1 and 2, we get tan theta as M and tan theta equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So from 1 and 2, we get M equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. This is in the first case in which theta is acute. Case 2, when theta is obtuse, angle MPQ, which is equal to 180 minus theta. Then we get theta equal to 180 minus angle MPQ. Slope of the line L equal to M equal to tan theta. We take this as first equation, which is equal to tan of theta is 180 minus angle MPQ, which lies in the second quadrant, in which tan is negative, which is equal to minus tan of angle MPQ. So using Pythagoras theorem, we have opposite by adjacent, which is equal to minus MQ by MP, which is equal to MQ is y2 minus y1. So minus of y2 minus y1 by MP is x1 minus x2. So we can rewrite this equation as y2 minus y1 by multiplying this sign, we get x2 minus x1. So let's take this equation as 2. From 1 and 2, we get m equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. We see that in both the cases the slope m of the line through the points x1 y1 and x2 y2, which is given by m equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Condition for parallelisms. In a coordinate plane, suppose that non-vertical lines L1 and L2 have slopes m1 and m2 respectively. Let their inclinations be alpha and beta respectively. If the line L1 is parallel to L2, then their inclinations are equal. That is, alpha equal to beta. Hence, tan alpha equal to tan beta. So, tan alpha is m1, which is equal to m2. Here, the slopes are equal. Conversely, if the slopes of two lines L1 and L2 is same, that is m1 equal to m2, then tan alpha equal to tan beta. By the property of tangent function between 0 and 180 degree, alpha equal to beta. Therefore, the lines are parallel. Condition for perpendicularity of lines in terms of their slopes. Non-vertical lines L1 and L2 are perpendicular. Then beta equal to alpha plus 90 degree. Let the non-vertical lines L1 and L2 have slopes m1 and m2 respectively. So beta is alpha plus 90 degree. So beta equal to tan of alpha plus 90 degree. So tan 90 plus alpha, which is minus of cot alpha, which is equal to minus of 1 by tan alpha. So m2 equal to minus 1 by m1, which is m1 m2 equal to minus 1. Conversely, if m1 m2 equal to minus 1, that is tan alpha tan beta, which is equal to minus 1, tan alpha equal to minus 1 by tan beta, which is tan alpha equal to minus of cot beta, which is equal to tan of beta plus 90 degree, or tan of beta minus 90 degree. Therefore, alpha and beta differ by 90 degree. We can say that L1 and L2 are perpendicular to each other. Hence, two non-vertical lines are perpendicular to each other if and only if the slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. That is, m2 equal to minus 1 by m1 or m1 m2 equal to minus 1. Condition for parallel and perpendicular are two non-vertical lines L1 and L2 are parallel if and only if the slopes are equal, and two non-vertical lines are perpendicular if and only if the product of slopes, which is equal to minus 1, or the slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. Exercise 10.1, third question. Find the distance between P x1 y1 and Q x2 y2 when PQ is parallel to y-axis. When PQ is parallel to y-axis, then x1 equal to x2. Using the formula, distance between 2 points P and Q are root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Here we have x1 equal to x2, then it is 0, which is equal to y2 minus y1 whole square, which is modulus of y2 minus y1. When PQ is parallel to x-axis, then y1 equal to y2. So using the distance formula, we have root of x2 minus x1 whole square, which is modulus of x2 minus x1. Fourth question, find a point on x-axis which is equidistant from the points 7, 6 and 3, 4. Let a, 0 be the point on x-axis from the points 7, 6 and 3, 4. Using the distance formula, square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. 7 minus a whole square plus 6 minus 0 whole square. Here we can take this point as a and this one is b. So OA equal to OB. So square root of 7 minus a whole square plus 6 minus 0 whole square, which is equal to square root of 3 minus a whole square plus 4 minus 0 whole square. Using identity a minus b whole square, which is a square minus 2ab plus b square. So this will become 49 minus 14a plus a square plus 6 square is 36, which is equal to 9 minus 6a plus a square plus 16. A square minus 14a plus 85, which is equal to a square minus 6a plus 25. So taking square on both the sides, we get a square minus 14a plus 85, which is equal to a square minus 6a plus 25. Cancelling this, minus 14a plus 6a, which is equal to 25 minus 85. So minus 8a, which is equal to minus 60. Cancelling negative sign. A equal to 60 by 8. So 4 into 2, 4 into 15. So the point 15 by 2, 0, which is equidistant from the point 7, 6 and 3, 4. Hence the required points on the x-axis is 15 by 2, 0. Fifth question, find the slope of a line which passes through the origin and the midpoint of the line segment joining the points P 0, minus 4 and Q coordinates are 8, 0. The coordinates of the midpoint of the line segment joining these 2 points are, using formula, x1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus y2 by 2. So 0 plus 8 by 2 minus 4 plus 0 by 2. 0 plus 8 by 2 is 4 and minus 4 by 2 is minus 2. Slope of a line passing through 2 given points x1, y1 and x2, y2 are m equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. x1 is not equal to x2. Slope of a line passing through origin 0, 0 and the point 4, minus 2. Using this formula, here this point is x1, y1 and this one is x2, y2. So y2 minus y1, which is minus 2 minus 0 divided by 4 minus 0, which is minus half. Slope of the line is minus half. Sixth question, without using the Pythagoras theorem, show that the points 4, 4, 3, 5 and minus 1, minus 1 are the vertices of a right angle triangle. The vertices of the given triangle are A 4, 4, B is 3, 5 and C coordinates are minus 1, minus 1. It is known that the slope m of a non-vertical line passing through 2 points x1, y1 and x2, y2 are given by m equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, where x2 is not equal to x1. To show that the points or the vertices of a right angle triangle, we are going to find slope of AB, slope of BC and slope of AC. To show that the points are the vertices of a right angle triangle, we are going to find slope of AB, BC, CA, so that M1 into M2, which is equal to -1, or M1 M3 is -1, or M2 M3 is -1. We are going to find that the line segments are perpendicular to each other, in which we are going to find slope of AB, BC, CA. So slope of AB is, we take it as M1. So using formula y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So slope of AB is 5 minus 4 by 3 minus 4. So we get 1 by 3 minus 4, which is -1. Then slope of BC, take it as M2. So BC is -1 minus 5 whole by -1 and -3, which is equal to -6 by -4, which is 3 by 2. Next, slope of AC, we take it as M3. Then -1 and -4, -5 by -1 and -4, which is -5, which is equal to +1. Using the condition of perpendicularity, M1, M2, which is equal to -1. The product of two slopes should be equal to -1. So it is observed that M1 into M3, the product of two slopes M1 into M3, which is equal to -1. This shows that the line segments AB and CA are perpendicular to each other. That is, the given triangle is right angled at A 4, 4. Thus the points 4, 4, 3, 5, -1, -1 are the vertices of a right angle triangle. 7th question, find the slope of the line which makes an angle of 30 degrees with the positive direction of y-axis. Measure anticlockwise. If a line makes an angle of 30 degrees with the positive direction of y-axis, measured anticlockwise, then the angle made by the line with the positive direction of the x-axis is 90 plus 30, which is 120 degree. Then the slope of the line given as m equal to tan theta. Here theta is 120 degree, so tan of 120 degree. You can write tan 120 degree as tan of 180 minus 60, which is equal to minus of tan 60 degree. So tan 180 minus 60, which lies in the second quadrant, in which sine and cosecant are positive, other trigonometric ratios are negative, so it is minus of tan 60 degree, which is equal to minus √3. Thank you, children.